Socfin Sierra Leone, a subsidiary of the Belgian corporation Société Financière des Caoutchoucs, an investment holding company, operates in diverse sectors including plantations, agro-engineering, amongst others. In 2011, Socfin Agricultural Company Sierra Leone Limited secured 6,500 hectares of farmland for rubber and oil palm production in Malen Chiefdom in the Pujehun district in the south of Sierra Leone. The $100 million investment promised job creation, compensation for lost farmlands and construction of infrastructure. The company has been a blessing to the lives of many Sierra Leoneans, having provided employment for thousands of Sierra Leoneans, the majority of them being youths, including most of its permanent staff who are locals from Pujehun district. Paramount Chief Honorable BVS Kabi was a former member of parliament. He played a pivotal role in getting Socfin to invest in his chiefdom. He was able to convince the government to allow the company to operate in his chiefdom against many odds.
Well, the chiefdom are part of the company because now we invite them or bring them come for make them can undertake some development programs there, make them can develop land. And since they come with all what they do and all what we don't see, we satisfy with them. We get a very cordial relationship with them.
The plantation is vast and spans for as far as the eye can see. The company's processing plant mill was built in 2012 in Kotumaun village outside Malen. With a capacity of 30 tons of fresh fruit bunch per hour, the plant used for processing is being run by a 1.2 megawatt power generator.
The plantation has now been established. It is now coming into its first part of production, and we are now about to increase the capacity of our mill from 30 tons per hour to 60 tons per hour, and this of course is being done as phased as the production increases. So we're now moving into that phase, and by next year we will see the construction of the increased capacity of our mill.
Socfin started on a very fruitful relationship with the people of Malen, from land lease negotiations through the government to massive employment of youths and the spending of millions of United States dollars to establish one of the biggest oil palm plantations in Africa. But immediately the company started harvesting its plantations and exporting its produce, a misunderstanding ensued between the company and the people. This led to a series of riots and destabilization of the operations of the company.
Malen are the only place where Socfin don't pay land lease waiting per acre, a sum of 5 million. Initially, the company be want to pay 500,000. They sit down with the chiefdom people, they negotiate, then they agree on 1 million per acre. Now that 1 million they don't pay throughout. Everybody be happy.
The community engagement through the paramount chief being the custodian of the land to discuss and negotiate with the landowners back in 2010, and eventually a land lease was signed with the government of Sierra Leone. I should say a sublease with the government of Sierra Leone, because our land lease is done from the landowner to the government of Sierra Leone, and the government of Sierra Leone subleased the land to Socfin.
This land belongs to Honorable Shaka Sama of Constituency 104 Pujehun district. This land is untouched because Sama decided to lease his land to Socfin. That tells you, the rest of the world, that nobody was forced to give his land, and Sama did not give his land to Socfin. As such, the land was left untouched.
What the public is yet to know is the impact of the company in changing lives of communities around Malen Chiefdom in Pujehun district.
This Socfin work they try really for we and other people then for even the Socfin work they try for them, because now money be not hard for we again. We able get money now like how we want, so they thank God for that.
They don't take cafe, bamboo, kotuman, ongai, and Sinjo, Simabu, Gambia, and other village there. They don't take them there. Then they work at Socfin.
Being the biggest foreign direct investment company in Sierra Leone, Socfin has not only provided thousands of jobs for Sierra Leoneans, but continues to contribute to the growth of the economy. The establishment of Socfin Agricultural Company in Sierra Leone has given much hope to the government of Sierra Leone that the country's economy can be diversified from depending on the mining sector to that of agriculture through foreign direct investment.
Well, Socfin is the largest agricultural company in Sierra Leone now. The production of palm oil last year, 85% of it was exported, and of course generated significant revenue, foreign currency for the country. Socfin is becoming a significant player in terms of exporter and generating precious foreign revenue for the country. We also sell on the local market. The local market has a defined amount of demand.
The impact of Socfin on the economy was recently captured by the Minister of Finance. In the 2018 budget statement and economic and financial policies for the financial year 2019 in the Well of Sierra Leone's Parliament on paragraph 19, which states, the performance of the external sector improved during the first half of 2018. Total value of exports for the period January to June 2018 is estimated at $518.8 million United States dollars. The sharp increase in exports is accounted for primarily by the export of palm oil by Socfin Agricultural Company. The agricultural sector has been seen by many investors as an untapped area in the country that needs huge investment. Socfin has commenced several projects in the Chiefdom, which includes agriculture, road construction and repairing, scholarship to school pupils, microfinance loans to traders, construction of fish ponds, provision of hospital beds and supply of electricity to health facilities in various parts of the Chiefdom, including the payment of 31 billion leones as compensation to landowners.
So we give them bully land, we plow, we harrow, we seed harrow, and we provide the seeds. In the area of IVS, we also supply seed rice. We only supply the seed rice. 800 bushels of seed rice we supply to them, and then they do their cultivation.
Normally what happens here, Socfin do give all the inputs, harrow the soil, plant the rice, provide seed rice, and every other thing that has to do with the cultivation. The business of the people is also to divide the portion and harvest and give to the communities. In the end, if they have leftover, that is what they will use again to plant for the next season. That has happened for the past 3 years.
The provision of ambulance services for Malen community with all expenses paid for by the company and other infrastructural projects.
We assist in with provision of an ambulance. In fact, we will also have an ambulance. The older ambulance will be based in the northern part of the project when it's repaired. But we have one ambulance based which is for everyone, the community as well as workers, and is completely financed, fuel maintenance by the company. Additionally to that, we provide electricity, power and water to the clinic locally 24 hours a day, and also we have electrified the clinics out in the 3 clinics that are out in the plantation.
The company has also constructed football fields in village communities, rehabilitated praying fields in village communities, constructed and equipped the Malen community radio station, which cost more than 50,000 United States dollars. The 30 to 35 literacy rate of Sierra Leone is far below other countries in the sub-region. This is because majority of children in Sierra Leone cannot get access to schools within their localities. Changing such a narration requires not only the intervention of government, but also the private sector. Even before the proclamation of the free quality education by His Excellency the President Julius Maada Bio, Socfin has invested enough money in education in the Chiefdom.
Socfin is highly involved in education in this Chiefdom. And we build schools, we rehabilitate schools. When I say school, building school, we reconstruct standard schools. We have done 3 so far. I will do 2 more this year, hopefully. These are standard schools, and we rehabilitate. We rehabilitate when the communities, have the need. They tell us that the school doesn't have a roof, we go there and we give them new roof. And we have one secondary school in this chiefdom. And that secondary school, people call it Socfin Secondary School. It's not actually Socfin Secondary School, it's the government secondary school. But we do everything possible for that school. We pay stipends for teachers that are not on payroll. We pay their stipends. We do everything. We supply textbooks. We rehabilitate their football fields. We dig water wells. We are giving them some water wells. Even the quarters, the teachers' quarters there was rehabilitated by us. And whatever needs they have, they bring the needs here and we satisfy their needs.
So we are very much involved in the educational side. The community liaison department also employs he is the ex-headmaster of the RC school, who is our man who engages with the educational authorities to ensure that we try to have a biggest impact as we can.
Also, sanitation facilities were provided by the rehabilitation of water supply and the development of modern toilet facilities for these schools. The chiefdom that used to be a moribund place with less economic activity has been transformed into a hub for job seekers, not only from the district but also from other parts of the country.
Well, in a plantation of this size, it requires a lot of manpower, and palm oil production is labor intensive. There are ways of mechanizing it. However, we have contractors who carry out agricultural work, and these contractors are entrepreneurial people who are resident in Malen and who are given contracts to carry out various operations. They account for around 800 workers that have employment through them, and Socfin employs some 3,600 workers now in the various operations. The times of the peak period, like is now, which is significant, it generates a lot of extra employment and a lot of extra work, which, for example, this particular month, the salary bill is 3.4 billion leons paid into the chiefdom in salaries this month, which is very significant, and one can see that this has impacted on the local economy. Small shops, traders have come in to capitalize and provide services and goods. So
I'm really believe the chiefdom can grow more than this, because we get a lot of people coming in for jobs. We get a lot of investors coming in to invest in Sahn Malen. Some people wanted to open shops and other businesses there. With this, we're really happy about that. One minute the chiefdom open up.
Sahn Malen in the next 5 years, I bet you in the next 5 years will be an example to follow. Socfin will change the whole face, the whole geography of Sahn Malen positively in the next 5 years.
If the investment climate within Sierra Leone improves, investors may look at rubber or other products, other crops, but particularly rubber or additional palm in the future. But it is very important that this project is successful before investors or our investors put more money in. So that's our main objective going forward.